spokesperson, Lisa Wallace, and her fan club. Hello. We're here today to bring San Francisco into the international community recognizing domestic violence. Domestic violence is a national issue here. The Department of Justice reports 1.3 million women and 835,000 men are affected by domestic violence here in this country. And if you want to know what you can do about it, we can start with the rule of thumb. I don't know if any of you have heard of the origin of the rule of thumb, but it comes from English law, which is you cannot beat your wife with a stick any bigger than your thumb. So the rule of thumb is part of a culture of violence that we are changing. We are changing culture here today. We are changing culture by coming together and recognizing domestic violence and pointing out what's wrong with the culture of violence. When Tom Cable, the coach of the Raiders, can get away with admitting to beating his wife, admitting to beating employees, and two of his domestic partners report, oh, he's beating us too, why is he still the coach of a National Football League? Why? We all know what happened in Richmond High. We all know what happened. We heard about people cell phoning and taking pictures and not recording. We asked, why did that happen? I want to remind you about 2 years ago at DeAnza College when the baseball team was accused of doing a very similar crime and how difficult it was and what a failure it was to get a single prosecution out of that case. And why? It's a culture of violence. And what we can change is that culture of violence. Here's one small step. When your children are watching popular media, iCarly, Wizards of Waverly Place, and they're all watching these TV shows and they see siblings punching each other or pushing each other, knocking each other over a sofa, let's point out to those kids, hey, that's not normal. That's not okay in a house. That's comic relief or whatever the Disney Channel's trying to entertain you with, but that's not real life. And that's what happens when we have a culture of violence. We have women and children and men living in families, living in households, working in work conditions where they don't realize they have a right to freedom from violence. Thank you, Lisa Wallace.